Hello friends, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com, your wicked chef. Kitchen smelling nice already, and look what we're doing today. Yep, that is a soup bubbling away up in there. As I said, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com, nice to have you in the kitchen with me today. We're doing a soup. I know it's about 40 degrees Celsius outside with the humidity, but you know what, I had a craving for soup, so here we go. We're making a turkey, smoked turkey leg. Well, turkey bone soup basically. We're gonna spice it up with some nice Caribbean herbs and spices, and as usual it's gonna be delicious. If it's your first time you're watching me on YouTube, above click subscribe, below leave me your questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to chat about, and remember to give the video a thumbs up. So here we go with another wicked recipe, turkey bone soup. I've got my nice big soup pot on a medium high heat. It's nice and warm in there now. So the first thing we're gonna do is start with that vegetable oil. And what we're going to be doing here is creating flavors. So what I'm going to add is 3 chopped up scallions, 1 onion that I chopped up, 4 cloves of garlic that I just gently crushed. And here I have what we call pimento peppers or seasoning peppers in the Caribbean. I'm just going to add all of that to the pot. And give that a quick stir. I'm just going to turn my heat down to low now because I want this to sweat and cook down. When I say cook down, I mean soften up and start building that flavor base that we need for this soup. Right away I'm going to hit it with that fresh ground black pepper as well, because we want that pepper to toast up in there along with the onion and garlic and everything else. Those seasoning peppers, the pimento peppers that I put in there, is a totally optional ingredient. I had some in the fridge and I love the flavor it adds to just about anything that you're making. It will not add any sort of heat if you're thinking that's a lot of hot pepper in there. There's no heat, it's all about flavor. And this is already smelling lovely in my kitchen here. But you know what, I think I can improve on this flavor base. Let's go to my backyard out in the kitchen garden that I have back there and grab a couple things to really pick up some more flavors in here. First up, we need a nice scotch bonnet pepper. There we go, a nice beautiful one. This is gonna be fiery hot. Got tons of green ones, all different kinds, all down in here. You guys can see it. It's the first flavor we're gonna add, and then we're gonna move over here. I'm gonna go beyond the pumpkin flowers here. I'm gonna get us a couple strands of this oregano. Then it's one of my favorite herbs to use. Tons of fresh thyme here. So I'm gonna grab me a nice thick bunch of this fresh thyme. Give it a nice, ooh, smells nice, boy. Let's go back inside now and add some flavor to this. I have that lovely thyme and the oregano here I washed and I chopped up. I'm just going to add it to the pot as well. That's really going to brighten it up and give it a nice island feel to everything. Don't worry, that scotch bonnet pepper that we just picked is going in here as well, but not right away. Just going to let that soften up for 1 more minute and then we'll keep going. Everything in the pot here is nice and soft. We got that lovely aroma of those herbs, the onion, the garlic, the seasoning pepper, everything is coming up now. It smells absolutely delicious and we only just start. Imagine that. In goes 1 cup of black-eyed peas that I washed and I rinsed off. And I'm also going to add 1 carrot that I chopped up. Since the black-eyed peas will take a while to cook down and get soft to the point where we can actually eat it, I'm guessing it's going to take anywhere from 45 minutes to 1 hour. We really got to put water in here. Now top it up with about 10 to 12 cups of water. We may need to add more as we go along once we start adding the potato and everything else to the soup. But we're going to add about 10 to 12 cups of water here. There are 12 cups of water in the pot now, so all I'm going to do, remember that Caribbean sunshine, that baby we picked out in the backyard? Bam! Hole in the pot. Don't break it, don't burst it, don't do anything to it. All we want is the flavor. We don't want that raw heat. Now, if you have someone coming over and they like that raw heat, at the end you can fish it out, give it to them, and they will absolutely love it. That vibe, that kick, that Caribbean sunshine. Hey, we're gonna bring this up to a boil now, and then we're gonna reduce it to gentle simmer and let it cook anywhere from 45 minutes to 1 hour, depending on how hard or how tender we need to get these peas. It's just starting to come to a boil now, so I'm just going to give it a quick stir. And we got to add 2 other ingredients in here for the whole flavor thing to happen. First up, salt. We need to add that salt to the pot. And then the star of the show, the smoked turkey leg. That's going to go in directly into the pot here, because we want that to soften up and add a ton of flavor to these black-eyed peas as well. Guys, if you can't get turkey legs, turkey necks, turkey wings, anything along those lines, as long as they're smoked, will be ideal. Other options would be like pork hocks or beef bones or whatever else sort of smoked meat you can find. You can certainly do it with that. If you search here on, if you're watching me here right now on YouTube, I did one with a ham bone a few months back. I think it was around Christmas time. I did one with a ham bone. Search that ham bone soup. You'll absolutely gonna love it. Quick stir. As it comes up to a boil, lid on, very gentle simmer, so we can reduce it to a very gentle simmer and let that bubble away for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. So it's really bubbling away now, so I'm going to reduce my heat. What I forgot to mention to you guys was 1 teaspoon of salt that I added to the pot there. And here are some of the other ingredients we're going to prepare while this simmers away. And by the way, yes, heat down, lid on. Over here are some of the other ingredients I'll be using, and you can so play around with what you put in here. You can put green bananas, you can put cassava, yam, dasheen, just about any sort of ground provision you want you can put in there. Today I've got 2 potatoes, 1 dasheen, which is about roughly 1 pound, 4 eddos, 1 sweet corn, 3 beautiful okra, whatever you want to call it, and 1 sweet potato. I'm going to show you guys how to prepare these now for adding to the pot when the peas are all ready. Pretty much all we're going to do is peel and cube up the dasheen, the potato, the eddos, and the sweet potato. The sweet potato is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to move this over here. And all you're doing with a sharp paring knife or with a potato peeler, you're going to remove the outer layer. It's a very thin skin. Pretty much just like that. And remember now, what you want to do is when you're cubing up these ingredients, try to keep them uniform in size so they cook evenly. You don't want some overcooked while some are still hard on the inside. So I'm just going to go ahead, continue peeling this, and then all I'm going to do is to cut this one up here into 3 pieces. So that will give you an idea of how big pieces we're working with. Same thing goes with the eddos. One thing about the eddos, guys, if you're using freshly dug eddos out of the ground, you may want to get some vegetable oil and rub it all over your hand, because it may irritate your skin, and by putting that oil, that cooking oil, vegetable oil, all over your hands, it will form a sort of a protective barrier for you, so that sort of slimy liquid won't get in direct contact with your skin. And again, all I'm doing is peeling the outer layer of skin off. And that's it. I'm just going to cut it in half. Got 2 pieces here. One thing I forgot to mention to you guys, since I'm preparing this before it's going to be sitting around for a while, I have a bowl in my sink, a very deep bowl over here. I don't know if you guys can see it, full with water, because we want these sitting in water so they don't go discolored. Now with the dasheen, it may be, you know what, if it's your first time using dasheen or taro, it may be a little bit intimidating to you, but again, pretty much all you're doing is removing that outer skin, sharp knife, and that's all you're pretty much doing, as we did with the potato and the eddos. And I'm going to say, you guys should know how to peel and cut up a potato, right? Next up, the okra, all you're going to do is remove the stem and the tip We're just going to discard these 2 pieces of items here. And we're just going to give it a rough chop. Maybe about 1-inch pieces. There you go, that's going to go into the soup as it is there. The corn, same idea. You need a big old chef's knife, and all you're going to do is maybe about 1 to 1 to 1.5 inches pieces. I think I just lost a piece there. Beautiful pieces is going to go directly into the soup. With all my vegetables are all prepped, rinsed out, washed. All I'm going to do, and again, this is because I'm keeping it for a while, I'm not ready to use it in a pot yet. I'm just going to top it up with water, cool water, and let that sit until we're ready. And you want to make sure it's all the way topped up with that water. Let it sit so it doesn't go discolored. It's been about an hour. Peas are nice and tender, so now it's time to really take things up to a next level. First thing, I'm going to grab that turkey leg. Should be falling apart by now. I'm just going to take it out of the pot here for a bit, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that up. Once it cools down, I'm going to strip most of that meat off there and break it up to add back to the pot. So fear not, that meat is going back in there. Here's where we're going to add all those ingredients that we chopped up earlier. And you want to be very careful when you're adding them in, because you don't want to get burned. Just going to give this a quick stir, and you notice there isn't enough water, because I want enough water to pretty much cover this. I'm almost there. So what I'm going to do now is add 1 cup of coconut milk. Just going to rinse it out with a little bit of water. I want to get all that coconut milk in there. And I'm going to add another 2 cups of water to here. Give that a quick stir. If you guys want, you can, instead of adding more water in here, you can add vegetable stock, chicken stock, beef stock, any sort of stock you want. I personally don't like adding stock to this because I want that smoky undertone of that smoked turkey leg. I'm going to bring this up to a boil now. It's now starting to come up to a boil, and you'll notice some sort of frothy stuff on the top here. All you're going to do, and try not to get too much of the herbs involved here, because we really want that, because by now the thyme would be falling apart. We just want to skim that off gently. That's just extra starch that's accumulating at the top. Just going to give that a quick stir. It's already smelling beautiful in here, guys. Next up, what I did was the turkey bone has cooled down, or that leg has cooled down. Still has some meat on the bone there, so that's going back in the pot, and all of that meat, that lovely smoked turkey meat, is going back into the pot. And to kickstart some, even or to jump some more flavor at you, I've got here some Grace cock soup. It is a spicy soup mix. Just gonna empty that in there. Guys at Grace, if you guys are watching this video, come on, man, I'm still waiting for you guys to contact me. Tons of emails, I'm looking for a sponsor. Give that a quick stir. If you don't have that Grace cock soup, use any sort of instant chicken noodle kind of soup. If you can get one like the Maggi or whatever, Lipton, whatever your brand is you like, add it in here. It's going to give it a nice balance, I guess. I like the Grace cock soup. Again, because it's spicy and it adds a nice color to the soup as the overall color as well. Bring this up to a boil. It's boiling now. I'm just going to reduce my heat to a rolling boil and let that cook for about 25 minutes. It's been just over 45 minutes on that rolling boil. Give it a quick stir. It's going to be starting to thicken up on the bottom with all those black-eyed peas and everything else. The starch from the ground provision is going to thicken this up nicely. This is done. So basically all you're doing, taste for salt, adjust accordingly. Now here's the thing, guys, Caribbean people, I know you guys love your flour dumpling, your cornmeal dumpling. Now is the time when you're going to make your flour dumpling or cornmeal dumpling or cassava dumpling. Add it to the pot, let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then you're good to go. Hey, Chris here at CaribbeanPot.com, the wicked chef, saying thanks for joining me in the kitchen. Let me just turn off this thing here because I don't want this to thicken up too much. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today, guys. Give this recipe a try. Winter is coming. Hey, I sounding like Game of Thrones there. Winter is coming. You're gonna love this nice hearty soup when you come home from work. Trust me. Have a great day, guys.